5 o'clock, so we're going to open the Rules and Legislative Committee. Everybody's present accounted for, and gets ready for prayer. Let us pray. Our Father, who art the hope of all the earth, remember us in love and guide us by thy wisdom. We ask thee to grant blessings upon thy servants, our community leaders, our county mayor, our commissioners, city mayor, and councilmen. Bless us with the spirit of wisdom, goodness, and truth. May law and order, justice, and peace prevail. Defend our liberties, preserve our unity, and guide our community. To honor of thy holy name. Amen. Okay, the first on the agenda is approval of August 16, 2022 Rules and Legislative Committee minutes. Make a motion to approve. Second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed. Number 2 is under considerations and recommendations. We need to, every month we have the consideration of placing the September 13th, 2022 Commission minutes on the October 11th, 2022 County Commission agenda.
I moved to place them on the agenda without a recommendation, and I think I explained, I don't know if I did or not last month, but anyway, the reason we do that without a recommendation for the new people is because we don't have the minutes yet to make it with a recommendation, so I always do it without.
Second.
Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay, the next item is consideration of placing the notary applicants on the October 11th, 2022 County Commission agenda as requested by County Clerk Donna Thomas.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. The next report is a veterans report. I think they were, in fact, the business and transportation picked up. There were 70 veterans that were transported to the VA hospitals, and 74 came by the veterans office in August. So that's a step up from July. I think there were 56 transported in July and 70 last month, and 35 came by in July and 74. So that's good. It's good that we're servicing as many veterans as we can. And Mike's here. Mike, you want to comment anything? Or
No, I did last time.
Okay, that's good. I just going to give you an opportunity. Yes, Mr. Gotti.
Mike, was the increase due to the passage of the expansion on
I would say so, yes. We had another individual from Coffee County make a statement, and I'm sorry to take up the time here, but made a statement that there wasn't going to be an increase. And so where did the Coffee County people come? Here. So.
Don't you have another announcement, Mike?
I'm sorry?
Didn't I give you something to?
Oh. I didn't know that was mine to announce.
Yes, it is.
All right. Also, the VFW is getting together with the Mule Show, which is upcoming for next Wednesday. On Wednesday, which is September 27th. Yeah, September 27th on Wednesday is going to start the Veterans Dedication Night. That night at the Mule Show, and what I've done with the VFW this year is I want to do local. I want to do things that affect our veterans. And the Mule Show is a great example of that. And also the Operation Singing Southern.
Open up your brochure,
Okay.
and I'll help you.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, the Operation Song is another thing that's local here as well. Now I want to also mention one other thing. There was going to be a dedication for Jb Stubblefield. He was 2 days short of being 104 years old. And he passed away, unfortunately. So there's going to be a memorial for him at the Meal Show as well. So,
But on Wednesday night,
That's
from
Wednesday. 4
to 6, in the Family Triangle, there will be a tent there, and all of the Let's Freedom Sing songs will be sung there. There's free food, free admission, and all veterans, plus we need to support the program. And he's got some flyers for you to have.
Pass those out.
Yeah, just don't do it right now.
Go ahead and
That's
pass it
my-
on.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Go on.
Add to your mic.
We've got something, so we'll take time for the veterans.
Mike, you might want to explain what Freedom Sings is, that benefits, where you hand them out.
Yes, Freedom Sings is in Chattanooga, and what it is it's an organization that dedicates itself to writing songs about veterans who are troubled. Most veterans are. And what that does is it tries to help them through their times of trouble. And it's a great organization, it really is. And they've dedicated a lot of time and effort. And they're coming here, and the song that they had written for Jb Stubblefield will be sung.
There will also be a CD you can purchase with these veterans who have written poems or this has been put to music through this organization. So it should be a good night Wednesday night. Those are yours for the art.
All right.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve the veterans report? Motion approved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We good. Okay, the Ag Board, I think they did meet in June,
That was the emergency meeting I called, where we had to come up with $5,000 for the architect to stamp the plans, but we got everything done, so that's all that was right there. And we did meet last month, so
okay, good.
finally getting everybody healthy. That's been the keys. We've had several with COVID, or they've been contact traced or whatever, and that's cut us down on our numbers a little bit.
Okay, good. That's just for our own information. Clinic report was in our package as well. Medical side of it, Dr. Lua and Dr. Talbot mainly controlled it. I think they saw 90 patients in August. They were physician volunteers, of course. The dental people saw 44, and I think that was Dr. Gray. Most of those hours, of course, there's nurse practitioners on both sides of medical and the dental, but they do provide a great service for our community. Any discussion, question concerning that, just for our own information. Okay, the next one under old business is the County Powers Act resolution.
Mr. Chairman, can I roll that another 30 days? We're having a seminar on that this
Good.
month, and so that'll give us a little more information that we can have to discuss it. So we'll roll it with your permission. we'll
Oh,
roll it
yeah,
with-
for that's great.
And Chairman, we did send it to the county attorney's office to give you some input. I think y'all asked for his input on that as
I was
well.
wondering if he.
Yeah, so of course, you know, it's,
Haven't received any yet.
no, but I expect to have it, by next month.
Right,
Right.
that's fine, I'm not, there's nothing pressing about it, so that's fine. So it's supposed for 30 days, a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, the only other thing on there is, of course, the appointment of committees. We've had some legal advice. I think we'll go with number one. I think that was suggested that the rules, I think, still ought to come up with a nomination committee. I do think the newly elected commissioners ought to have a say-so in it. So I think for that to be fair and to their input, I believe if you could submit to me, the Rules Committee, us, a list of where you want to serve, I guess.
Well, Mr. Chairman,
Would you have to put more than 3 on there?
with your permission, I have a resolution here. As a member of the Rules Committee, I called each of the individuals and asked them to place their preference on here. So
That's okay, but I think you were out of order doing that,
I don't know
Commissioner
why I'm
Big,
out of order.
because you weren't the chairperson.
I don't have to be the chair.
Okay, well, I am chair, and we're doing it this way.
Well, if you don't want me to introduce this resolution at the Rules
No, I
Committee,
want to, them to go submit that tonight, and
Here
we'll
it
get
is.
it
I have it right here.
up to them.
It's right here.
They can write it down and hand it to me.
And for the record, please note that this will be introduced on the floor at the commission meeting with another sponsor. Now, we can do it that way, or we can do it this way.
Well, they're gonna submit the three positions they
I
want
have
to,
it, I have it
and
right
everybody will vote on it. And that'll be good enough. We don't need a resolution to do something the committee can do, Commissioner Vick.
Mr.
We
Chairman,
don't need a resolution.
You were wrong last month, and you were wrong again. Now, that's just enough. I mean,
Okay.
how much further do you want to go with this? Because this is.
We're correcting the wrong last month, and we're doing it in committee. And it's what the other committee wants to do.
You're incorrect again. Now, this is the proper way to do it. The Rules Committee has the responsibility. Not
Absolutely.
the chairman, the Rules Committee. And as part of our responsibility, we are looking at priority and preference. That's what I've done.
And that's what I've
why
asked
I
for.
called each one of these individuals.
You're out of
so
order
we can-
calling them.
I'm not out of order to do that.
They should have submitted it to us, and it should have been out in open,
To me,
which is
how would they
now.
know to do that? You
I'm telling them to do it right now.
I already have it.
No, they can submit it to us, right here. We don't have it. Have you seen it?
No, I'm
We-
gonna
we-
introduce it.
I'm not talking
Introduce it
about
right
you,
now.
I'm talking to.
I will say this, though, I just remember when I got here, nobody asked me where I wanted to serve. I'm just gonna say it that way. I was
Okay.
told where I was going.
Well, they're gonna be,
That's how it works.
they're gonna be nominated, and they'll go by priorities. And that's what I think would be the fairest thing to do. So all the new commissioners, you need a list where you wanna serve. 1, 2, 3. Then it'll come up on the, and you'll handle that, the county mayor.
Yeah, you're saying put it on the agenda to.
Yes, sir,
Yeah, gotcha.
absolutely gonna put it on the agenda.
Okay,
And,
gotcha.
and then we'll go, I think, we'll probably start with budget finance, and whoever wants to go there, then we'll elect that, and then go to rules,
Okay.
courthouse, and then law enforcement, and they'll get to choose where they want to serve. And if they can get 10 votes, then that's where they'll serve.
Gotcha.
And then we'll go right down the list until all 7 have been placed. That way, they have input of what committee they want to serve on, they'll also get to vote.
Gotcha. Yeah, and your rules allow for that. I'd be happy. Yeah, so we're gonna put a marker on the agenda for the
Yes,
commission.
yes.
For them, for the nominations to come up.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
We got you.
And I think that's a fair thing to do.
Absolutely.
But for the record, I'm going to introduce this resolution that does that.
Well, you're not right here today, okay?
And this nomination is just till January seating, true?
I don't know about that. Our rules need to be reviewed. If we do this totally now, and it goes to full commission, I'd say they're in there for a while. I understand that's for the other commission. I understand that gets convoluted a little bit, and that may need to be discussed. I don't know.
I think in your motion on the floor, you can stipulate what you're gonna do. If you want it to be till January, or if you want it to be the.
I'm assuming they're elected, and I would think they would serve a year, but we can do what we want to do.
Right. That's in your rule.
I think they ought to be able to serve a year, and we've never done it this way. So.
That's the
it
point
may-
I'm making. It's not been done 4
No.
years ago or 8 years ago.
But I think this is the correct
That's
way
fine.
to do it, and I think once they get elected, they ought to get to serve a year. In other words, it ought to be to September, and then I don't know if it goes to June, January or not, I don't know.
I
That's
think the
some
bylaws
pretty
do say till January.
Yeah, but that's for
Change it.
most other nominations and elections, so we can sort it out. I mean, doesn't matter to me.
Me either.
It's whatever the committee decides to do, and we just need to try to follow the rules. Okay, Commissioner Yarborough?
Just as a bullet point, I went back and looked at the last 3 September elections. And for the most part, whoever vacated that position, that commissioner in that district just went to that seat for the 3 or 4 months. It is not in our bylaws, but I just wanted to throw out there precedents, that's what we've always done until January, and then January we start all over. As to who wants to be on what committees.
Well, my point is we have rules. We're gonna follow the rules or we're not. We're not gonna go by what we've always done, or what Mr. Ray did, or what Paul Parker did, or whoever else. That's what we heard last month, and we were told last month, that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do it this way. So I'm glad you came around to seeing that this is what we wanna do, but I think you're still incorrect by not accepting this resolution here at this committee.
Any other questions? Okay.
Mr. Fair, I think you'd have been fine on those names that you had last month if you'd have went with the commission on that, your recommendations, or not
Yeah, man, it
recommendations.
may work out that
Send
way.
it
I don't
on
know.
through.
Oh, yeah. 10
Because we could
votes.
be voting,
That's fine, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I think that you need to have the input, number one, and you have now, because you're gonna decide, and there may not be any. I mean,
it may settle out, I don't know what.
And I'm understanding you to say for the commission night, you want each of those seats that are open to have a slot, and then you take nominations from the
Yes.
floor based on what they want to put, and,
Yes.
and then you'll
What
vote.
they,
Right, and then,
what they
you'll vote,
requested,
right? Yeah,
yes.
I got you.
yeah.
But making certain, what you're saying is that you're sending up a list, but their floor is still open for nominations, so X.
Oh, yeah, they can do that,
Mr.
but they're gonna be
Jones can
listed
be on-
anyhow.
Mr. Jones can be on, wants to be on.
Yeah, if they don't get
A,
one, then they're gonna
he
go to
doesn't
the
get
second
to
or
next
third.
one.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the floor is open.
Well, yes.
Well, that bothers me about this, just a hair, I just want to mention, is it becomes a popularity contest at some point here a little bit. I kind of have to go back to what Commissioner Yaki just said though, because I remember like, someone came off and went to that district that filled out to January. I'm just afraid this is turning into a little bit of a popularity contest, and I don't know if that's a good idea or not.
Change the rules.
Yes.
Commissioner Fair, I went and actually spoke with John T. about this, because I was concerned coming on as a new commissioner, trying to identify what I needed to do for tonight. You know, did I need to show up, did I not need to show up, what committee? You know, and basically his interpretation of what y'all pushed through last month was one word, was nomination versus recommendation. And so I think that, you know, in speaking to a lot of the new commissioners, I mean, I think most of us were pretty comfortable with the seats that we got put on from what was recommended last time. And so the thing is, you know, I just see a lot of animosity on this particular vote. It seems like y'all came to a resolution last month and an identification of where people would fit the best in this situation. And I feel like that we as new commissioners kind of saw that as our potential role, and we actually started looking into some of those things and how we could impact it. So, I mean, just as a new person and understanding not, you know, knowing the rules completely, and I'm learning those, but I think what you came up with last month really fit the bill on, you know, kind of as what y'all agreed upon. And so the thing is I would encourage you to kind of look at that list and maybe look at that as a consideration instead of trying to make it a popularity contest on the floor of the commission. I think you might take what you did last month and consider that as a potential of moving that forward to the commission.
Whatever you choose to do. It's gonna be the other way though, where you can submit where you wanna go and then vote on it. You got 10 votes.
Right.
You just gotta have 10 votes.
Right, and your rules already set out for how you deal with nominations, so, correct.
Well, and I was just gonna agree with Mr. Hooker on that. I mean, as far as I saw it, you all made a recommendation, you voted on it, so why would you not submit that list as recommended to the commission floor, just have it voted on as you all recommended it? That's what I'm a little
Well,
confused.
there were two things that was concerning. I talked to some people that, Charlie Curtis and another as well. And they thought, number one, that the new commissioners ought to have some say-so where they go. They ought to have some say-so where they go. Now, it doesn't mean they're gonna get there, but they didn't have any, although it was thought through and they were placed or appointed, or whatever word you wanna use. And they've been that way for 20 years. It's been not been done any other way. And secondly, he thought, you know, since they were sworn in the 31st, they need to vote. They need to vote themselves. See, otherwise that way, they're excluded from any vote there, and they are newly elected commissioners, and that makes sense too. In other words, you ought to get the vote on those positions, whether you like them or not. And I don't know how it's going to do it. It's just, you got to have 10 votes. So, and I don't know what will happen. That'll be left up to the new commissioners and the old ones. And now that, as Commissioner said, now it's getting political, and it will be political. You know, it's just, that's what, and we are in politics.
The other concern I've got is, what about, and maybe this isn't a rule, but the two commissioners from the same district, is that gonna be open?
I don't know, that's another consideration, and the same thing with law enforcement and other public
Right.
safety people serving on law enforcement.
That's always been
There's
a
a
concern.
conflict of interest there.
Right.
Those are just considerations though, there's nothing in the law. Now, if we need to make special rules, then we might need to visit that later on. And there might be some more things we have to do. I think we've updated them 2 or 3 times, so I know we did 8 or 9 or right in between there.
17.
And then 17, I believe, was the last time, we might need to do it again. So I guess it's 2 times that we've updated.
Yeah, I think it would be a big conflict if, like, say you were on law enforcement, you don't need to be on law enforcement.
That's a good point, and to your point, if you've got relatives, people who you're related to be on the same committee, shouldn't be on the same committee. So there's.
I don't know, but
If it's for one, it's for the other, it's not gonna abide by.
I know,
the
no,
rules.
conflict of interest is, yeah, there's absolutely needs to be considered. Scott?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a new commissioner, I appreciate changing the process. My only concern last time, I'm going to serve wherever I'm put on, and we work hard at it. But I do want input into the process, so I appreciate you doing this, so thank you.
Okay, well, that's what's gonna happen. So, and I think it's,
Yeah, and your rules set out for that. That's what I'm saying.
that's true.
It's in your
And I
rules.
think we've done what's right in the end,
I believe so.
so,
We'll make the mark.
okay. Now, is any other questions? I have that done. I don't guess we need to have anything else other than that's been settled. We need to vote on that by chance.
I'd do it just to make
Correct.
everybody
Yeah.
feel good. Send it to the commission. Yeah.
What are we voting on?
We're voting for the new commissioners to list, the three choices. Surely we won't have to go to four. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll see.
Well, we'll put the seat positions on there for you. And
Yes.
then, and then you'll take nominations from the floor
Yes.
for those seats, and their wishes would be one of the
Well,
options.
Surely they go wherever they wish to be, they'd be nominated. I don't know. That's all right.
Well, certainly they can be nominated for
Well,
it,
sure, absolutely, that's fair.
but other people will be nominated for the same
Yes,
seat, so
yes.
that's gonna cause you to have to vote.
Well, absolutely, and we'll, you know the procedure doing that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, any questions? So that suit the committee? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Okay, all right, it's done. Well, it's going to announce the Bluegrass Festival as well, but it's already been covered aptly by, and Mike, for the Veterans thing. Any other announcements?
I would like to say, I told Suzanne that I'd like to thank her for doing a really good job with minutes. She did a great job and they.
I want to quadruple second that, actually. I thought they were outstanding. Thank you so much. I mean, they
Be
were
careful when they say good things about you.
You'll be nominated.
But she does do a great job. It's great.
Well, I left two things off the agenda, I guess I'm glad.
No, I got it. I pushed them on in
Yeah,
there.
our software knocked it
That'll
out
happen.
somewhere.
It's okay.
Well, it's not supposed to. So we're working on it.
Well, when you're first, it's your first or second agenda, it's okay.
Okay, any other business, any announcements? Motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned.
Okay, so